Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a trading card game. With so many decks to choose from, players have lots of choices. From structure decks to constructing your own decks, players try to take their deck to the top. With so many options, how do you decide? In this series, we shall be starting from 3 of the Fire King structure decks that give a powerful fire-based archetype that has lots of destructive capabilities. With a sole budget of $15 a week, we shall be showing players that it's possible to build a competitive deck to stand up at the top of the meta events. Follow me through this journey as we construct a deck to burn our way to victory, because this is Living Like Fire Kings. So we hit $15.16, whatever, we're going to forget about that. But we do have 2 DD Crows finished up our playset. We are hitting the evenly match. I think this card's going to be really good in the next format, which is why we're picking it up. And then we are getting the IP Masquerena as well as an Appaloosa. It's not the correct P that we want. We really want that IP SP. But if we can get an SP for $3, let me know where and when. Not on Temu, by the way. But yeah, getting it and hopefully going to be able to improve our strategy. You know, being able to go for that Appaloosa is quite nice for us. But we'll see you guys in the deck profile. So this is going to be our main deck. You know, it is not the greatest. I don't think I'm going to play this again. I'm going to test it out, see a little bit. We are on the regular ratios of the 2 kits, 2 Nervals, 1 Karas, the 1 Revolt. I'm not a big fan of the Rangbali as right now either. I find myself breaking a lot on the Arvadas. And obviously with this, I do want to replace Droll. It is a Fire King. We didn't have our sneak peek last weekend, so, you know, we are going to be going into a locals without having the sneak peek there, which is kind of fortunate for us. So we're still going to be playing like lab heavy, which is why we're going to be seeing the ghost spells going to be in there. But yeah, it definitely could be maining the Drolls. We're just not playing them right now. Everything else feels pretty standard. I don't really know what else I could change. I think that we've kind of gone as far as we can with this build as well. Moving on to the extra deck here, I should mention. A lot of people are like, oh, well, you may not have to do that, but it's fine. We are playing the 1 Garunix. I do enjoy doing like actual explanations. When we are playing the Link Removal package, we haven't gone into this at all. We actually haven't gone to our extra deck like at all in this whole series, which is kind of wild. And then we are playing the double copies of the Farajit. We are playing the Bearbrum Searcher. We are playing the Oath as well as the 2 copies of Shurag. This is very standard. You know, we are playing double this now, which is very important because we finally have an IP as well as an Appaloosa. So not the P that we're looking for, but if we can find one, like I said earlier, for $3, it's fine. But IP is going to be good enough to going up into an Appaloosa. And we are still playing the copies of Super Poly, so this is why this is in here. I know in the previous episode I was like, oh, well, you know, we can cut these cards. But so the reason why I'm not really cutting them is because Super Poly is really underrated right now, especially going up against Lab as well as Snake Eye. If we do see a player who has them, you know, might have gotten them in the mail. But like Dweller, Fire King, and like this, like we're not going to be playing, we don't ever summon this. This never comes up 2 copies anymore. And then Dwellers, like, if we can make Dweller, we might as well just make Appaloosa. And then we essentially will be able to make the same boards. You know, I'm never leaving a Fractal and an Arvada on the field, so that's really much it. But yeah, like our grind game's still pretty good. And I still think Super Poly is really underrated this format, which is just insane. Then moving on to the side deck, we are still playing, of course, the 3 Drolls, the 3 Nibiru's. We're playing our back row hate. Super Polys, we upped it up now. We are making the whole dedication of the 3 Alpha Mythical Beasts. We're taking out a Skyburn for this 3rd Super Poly. This is the reason why. It's just because, you know, we're putting all of our eggs in one basket, and it's hopefully going to work out for us. You know, I was thinking, you know, looking at the extra deck, like Mud Dragon can come up, which is why like I could play Super Poly. Or I mean, I could play the copy of Dweller. Like if there was another option you guys wanted to put in, I would probably put in the Dweller. I just don't know what I would cut, which is like kind of unfortunate. Like I do feel that the second Farajit comes up too much to be able to cut it. But if there was an extra card, if it was a 16 card side deck or extra deck, I would put in the Dweller there for those matchups that I would make against like T or something like that. But other than that, I hope you guys are enjoyed the deck profile. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. And we'll see you guys in the gameplay. So we're here in the gameplay. We're playing against Runic Chimera. We are going first here on the right side. Runic is a little bit of a difficult deck for us to play against. I know they have a bunch of pops. We are playing on a budget, so it's very important. We're going to be normal selling out a Ponix, activating the effect here, searching for a Sanctuary. a good card is Destruction on the island. Especially, you can even Destruction the Sanctuary, which stops the island from being on the field at all. And then we can activate the effect here. It's going to get hit with an Ash Blossom. We're then going to set a card and pass. Not looking too hot from us. So we do lose to a single Ash here. We're going to see them activate a Runic Tip, which is going to be an FTK against us here. Searching for that fountain. If they have any other Runic cards, they'll start to get that draw. And we're already not in a good spot here. And we can't imperm the Hugin because they already now have the fountain. So you have to save it for something else. But like in a hand of all just Runic cards, like we just get absolutely cooked. So we're going to see them activate the fountain. Activating the Flash and Fire here to summon out. Going for that Hugin regardless. And they're going to activate the effect discarding here. The talents, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't really want to, they have a fountain already. It is once per turn. So, like, or it's like a soft one. So, like, we have to pretty much force them to not get that, like, draw 6. This tells you that their hand's, like, full of Runic cards. And I kind of want to stop them having, like, numerous cards. Like, if they're going to be able to just content and just, like, continue to extend, I'm going to be in trouble anyways. They are drawing 3, though. Or drawing 2 here. But, like, I don't even know. Like, at that point, if they have other Runic cards, it's probably not even good to hit it with Imperm, looking back. Then it gets Gary live, though. I suppose it's kind of, like, when they don't have anything here, it definitely doesn't matter. We do have to banish off of the Destruction. And then we do hit a Fractal. They're going to activate a Tip once again in the draw phase. We are going to DD Crow this, trying to stop that draw 2. And then we're going to search for Destruction here. So we're going to be destroying that field spell. And like we have not that much good cards in hand. Like that's why I'm not a big fan of the Droll right now. But we're going to normal summon the Nerval, and then we can either link away into a Link 2 to search for something else. They do have the Destruction, which can kind of get rid of our cards, but we're going to link away into a Link Karibo. Then we're going to be seeing Destruction, destroying the island, and then we are going to be banishing. We do hit the Revolt as well. I'm not quite sure why we go into that. Maybe to stop. I feel like we just have to go. We should go Island Effect first, but always just pass here. I guess we search for the Karis. Do we have a way to extend with the Karis is a question. Like, I feel like we just have to pass. Well, we do have an extension for the Karis, saying they were wrong, and then we can activate the effect. And we do get hit with a negate, and that's just going to be it. We're going to scoop it up. We have the second Nerval in hand, and that's that. Yeah. Moving on into game 2. Playing against the Runic cards is just extremely hard. And it's definitely not fun, especially when they have, like, Destruction. Like, even if we did set up, like, the full Tri-Brigade board, if we had a set Revolt, they could just destroy the Revolt there, which is not very fun for us. They have, obviously, the Monster Negates, the Spell Negates, and if we can't set up a board going first and we lose to an Ash, we're essentially losing that game right then and there anyways. But moving on to game 2, we're going to be choosing to go first once again here, hoping that we maybe get to play through a little bit of card. We definitely cannot let Runic go first. I know that. We're going to start off with a Tenki, already doing a bit better here. Going to search for that copy of the Fractal, activating the Fractal. We're going to send the Kit, Kick and then dump the Nerval. Nerval can then search us for a copy of whatever we need here. And going for that, potentially the Karis once again. No, going for the second copy of Fractal. So maybe we can normal summon with the Fractal, activate the effect, link away. And then we have like the island on the field. We can destroy the Fractal perhaps. Another cool thing, you can actually destroy the Bearbrum with the island here. We are going to think... 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 we are going on this. We do banish 2 here, leaving that Nerval in the graveyard. I don't know if I agree with that. I feel like we definitely should have left the Fractal in the grave. Nerval is like the best one. Then we're going to link 2. We're going to go for the copy of the Bearbrum here. This will get us a draw off of the Farragut that we made. Maybe trying to draw into a better card here, or having double island in the hand. Regardless, we are going to activate the island, and the island is going to be destroying the copy of the Bearbrum, and then Bearbrum will be able to, we're going to search for the Kieran first, and then Bearbrum will be able to activate its effects, searching us for a copy of the Revolt. But we do get to chain the copy of Garunix to this. We can summon it first before we get locked, and then activate the effect of Garunix on the field here to destroy. We also get to search, destroying the Barong. This will let us add any of our cards, any of our Fire King cards. So we have Kieran plus this, and then Revolt, as well as another set card here. Could be absolutely anything. I completely forget what this is, but if we have double set, it means they cannot destroy easily with a copy of Destruction. It could be an absolute blank card. But we're going to be searching near the standby phase, adding that copy of the Barong here. And they do start off with a tip, which can just search us for anything that we need. Very problematic. Going for that fountain once again, and we do hit a copy of the Imperm off the top. Now, having the fountain means that there's always more cards that's going to be drawn. We're going to activate the fountain here, and we do Skyburn right off the bat, so now the opponent knows exactly where Destruction is, and we are forced to chain to it. I was like kind of having like the better have it kind of mood, but this is going to be to summon here, which is nice because now we're not going to get our card destroyed. And then Kieran is going to summon itself out. Destroying the copy of Arvata. We could destroy the Garunix as well, but then we have no way of summoning out the Arvata there. Then they're summoning out the Hugin. They're going to let the fountain get destroyed here. And then they're going to activate the effect of the Hugin to search by discarding the evenly matched. Here they realize that they could have just evenly matched us instead. They were going to summon up the Barong. Yeah, they definitely they realized like they should have just evenly matched, and then they would have just won the game. But that's okay. Misplays do happen. They forgot that after they tipped, they ended up, not having a battle phase. So definitely it was a misplay, but they can recover from it. They're still going to be winning this. They do normal summon out a Gazelle here, and then they're going to activate the effects, searching for either a copy of Big Wing Bephermat or the copy of the Fusion here. We do chain the Revolt in case that they already had the Fusion in the hand here. I definitely did not want them to be able to dodge essentially the copy of a Revolt. But we're going to summon out the Shurag, and then we're going to activate the Shurag effect here. They're going to chain the Chimera Fusion to this. And Shurag does not target, so we are quite lucky there. They still will get the graveyard effects, though, and then we're going to be banishing the Chimera. I get to search first, but yeah, we search for the kit. We banish the Chimera here. And then they get to search for the Cornfield. Cornfield's going to search for the Mirror Swords Knight. They have normal summoned. Yeah, they definitely made a bunch of misplays in this game here, but they do mention that in the game. I think they still be able to cook us with the talents. They draw into an Ash and a Call by the Grave. And then they're going to go for a Typhon here. Typhon can activate the effects, bouncing the Shurag back to the extra deck. We're going to set one card here, and then we're going to be seeing the Barong being destroyed during the end phase off of the copy of the, whatever it's called, the Arvada. Then we can activate the effect of the, whatever it's called, the Garunix. So Garunix is going to be destroying the Kieran from the deck. Kieran is summon out the Arvada, destroying also the Call by the Grave in the back row here. Then we're going to draw for turn, and then in the standby phase, we have to search off the Barong. And they realize they've made too many misplays. We're going to come back from this, and they scoop it up there. We have to search for the Circle, which is a good interruption piece. I love Circle. I'm a huge Circle fan. I definitely think that it is mandatory to play, to be honest, but that's just me. But yeah, a little bit of misplays on their parts. If they would have gone even battle phase evenly matched, we would have been so dead. Even if they would have like tipped first. Or do they even need a tip first? I don't think they have to tip first. We just get cooked regardless. Yeah, tip the search first. Or, no, not even. Because if they tip first, then we know what they have. Therefore, we just don't keep that on the field. Like, if they search for destruction, we don't keep our copy of Revolt on the field. Or, I guess, doesn't matter. I don't even know. But moving on to Game 3, we are at a severe disadvantage against this deck. You know, not only just being budget, but also having playing against Runic. Like, this is a very hard matchup for our deck in the first place. And then having, you know, not any of those cards to combat it. We do have the Ash and, of course, the Bells in the deck. But, you know, and Cosmics, I suppose, as well. But not having the power levels of, like, the regular deck. Having to rely on those, like, combos. Especially having dual purpose combo is part of the reason why I don't like this deck that much. And the Tri-Brigade build is because you have to like kind of rely on those two engines. And if those two engines don't really get to see eye to eye or be able to bridge themselves really easily, in this case it does not because we don't have some of those higher expensive cards, we are in a tough luck. But also like just against the deck, you can just get absolutely cooked with a couple Runic cards. So not my favorite. It also is like a slow game, which this deck doesn't do that good against. You know, you want to be able to punch back, and you want to be able to win or lose really quickly here. But moving on into game number 2, or game number 3, I should say, my bad. We're going to see them choosing to go first. I do see an Ash Blossom in the hand already, as well as a Destruction. We're going to start off with a Destruction to summon, summoning out most likely a copy of the Hugin. Hugin can then activate the effect, sending a copy of the Mirror Swords Knight to the graveyard to be able to search for that copy of Fountain. Maybe telepathing to have a better normal summon in the hand, or not. Maybe a double. We're going to normal summon the Mirror Swords Knight, activate the effect. We don't have Ash Blossom, so they are free to go. Summoning with that Gazelle. Gazelle can search for the Chimera Fusion. This means that they have the Big Wing in the hand. We then can activate the effect of Gazelle, or activate the effect of Chimera Fusion, using the Gazelle as well as the Big Wing to go for the King himself. And then we're going to activate all the effects. We summon out a Mirror Swords Knight. We get to search for the Cobalt, or not the Cobalt, but the Coatl here. And then we are going to activate the effect of Chimera Fusion to add back. We do hit that with a Bell. Now a lot of players are like, well, I don't really know if I want to be doing that. I cannot play against the Guardian Chimera. We get absolutely cooked by that. If they had the second copy, they had the second copy. We're playing low impact, you gotta hit the cards. I think that hitting the Chimera Fusion is quite nice as well in our hands. Like, just not having to play through those cards is just really impactful. We do go for an SP, and then we have to, you want to banish our copy of the copy of Bell. And so they do hit out of our hand a copy of Nerval. We activate the Nerval effect. They do Ash that, which is very high impact in this case. But we're going to start off with a Ponix. Ponix can activate the effect to search here. We do negate that with the Mirror Swords Knight, getting rid of one of the negates on the field. We're going to activate the Island. Island effect can get hit by the SP there. So we are going to be seeing on the activation, we do get it banished. Then we do activate the Island effect here. We're going to be summoning out the Garunix from the hand, activating the effect of the Garunix. I mean, it is hard, like... we can destroy and then search. Like, it doesn't do very much, but we're going to be destroying the copy of the Barong from the deck. Then we can go battle phase and attack over that copy of the Chimera. And we are going to be banishing to summon out the Big Wing. Big Wing can then let us search for a Chimera Fusion as well as the copy of the Gazelle. So having a best normal summon in your hand once again for the follow-up turn. Then we're going to have SPs come back. And that's going to be it for us. We're going to see them top deck into Ash Blossom, I believe. Barong is going to activate in the standby phase. They do hit that with an Ash. We are in a simplified game state, therefore it's not the bad hit at all. They also have Mirror Swords Knight in the hand as well. We're going to see them activate a Runic Fountain, and we are forced to hit this. If they have a Runic card, we're screwed. They're going to be activating the Chimera Fusion, using all three bodies to go for the Guardian Chimera. And at this point, we are going to just scoop it up, realizing the game has been lost. So we end up losing here to the Chimera Runic deck. They're going to be also drawing multiple cards, and it's like if they have Super Poly set up, I don't think they had it there, but we just get absolutely cooked, which is fine. But moving on into the next game here, this is against Mutant. This is around 3 of the locals. We ended up losing the last one as well. That one was a slaughter fest. I ended up opening up just garbage bricks, which is why I don't really like this deck. I'm not a biggest fan of the bricks, but like it is what it is. Like I had Nerval, Kit. It was Nerval, Kit, Garunix, and then I think something I forget what other card, like Ash, something like that. And then the other hand, I just like they ended up shifting me, but. It is what it is. It's a really hard matchup against Fluenderies regardless of having a good hand or not. So we're going to be playing against Mutants now. I haven't had this deck on the channel for a long time. Nathan's been gone for a bit now. But we're going to hit with another D-Shifter. Oh my gosh. And they're starting off their plays with a normal summon of the Mutant. This one might be the Spell Searcher, might be the Monster Searcher. I honestly don't remember. But they're going to activate the effect here. And D-Shifter kind of just cooks us anyways. So to search for a trap, it's searching for the expansion. This deck was actually supposed to be pretty good at one point, if I recall. They do have some pretty cool monsters. The big fusion monsters are like impossible for us to beat over. So if we get to get into one of those, that's pretty nice. We're going to see them link away for an Almirage. Then we set one card and pass, and they have double Ash in the hand. Not only is Shifter going to be a problem, but getting hit with Ash, even a bigger problem. We're going to see us start off with a Tenki, and that is going to resolve, letting us search for the copy of the Arvada. This is going to be a slow and painful game for anybody watching. I think this game lasted all the way to like 40 minutes. I think I scooped at one point too. But like we're both playing a little bit of a grinding games. I know Mutant has a crazy grind game, but they're going to see them flip up the expansion here. And I believe that summons from the deck. Summons out the Monster Searcher here. And this is going to let us search for a copy of the Spell and Trap Searcher. We do normal summon out that copy of Arvada. They do see that we search for a monster negate, so they do their monster stuff before we even get to that. Then we're going to go battle phase and attack into it. Not being able to do very much. We set an additional card and pass turn on this. Our cards do not do very good when they get banished, but now we are no longer under that D-shifter. So we can have a little bit of freedom. But here, we're going to be seeing them start off with a normal summon of the Monster Searcher here. So drawing into that is quite nice. They search for a mutant, their newest card of support, I believe. And this card was supposed to be really good for them. I think it does everything they wanted plus more. Obviously, it isn't the best deck in the formats still. So that kind of tells you something how good they are, but we're going to activate the island here, destroying, targeting the Arvada as well as their mutant card. I would under something if they don't have a monster in the field, they can't summon it. They're going to attempt to activate the effect of Almirage. We are going to negate that with the Arvada. And the Arvada is going to be destroying the copy of the Rangbali here. And then we are going to get the effect of the Arvada to summon back out the Rangbali. It is negated, unfortunately, for us, but that's kind of fine. It is a body, which is a little bit better than no body here. But they are going to summon out the mutant, and I was under the assumption it was only if they had no monsters on the field. So I'm getting hard punished by not truly reading the card. Very important that you guys read Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That's kind of the whole point of them having card text. It says if you control a mutant card on the field, and I was like, if I get rid of the monster, he doesn't have any mutant cards other than the face-up mutant trap. So, yeah. He's going to send it to the grave, banish one for cost, summoning out a beast. And then it does take the life points for that summon. But it's not going to matter. This card just is going to be destroying us. And they activate the field spell here, the Expansion Lab. And that's going to be summoning out one of their banished cards. And it gets to search for a Spell and Trap. This can search for a Cry or... I don't even know. There is E-Telly in the deck. They are psychic, which is kind of cool. But we're searching for the Cry here. This is their fusion spell, if anyone's wondering. The deck is definitely cool. It is no tier 1 deck, of course, but if you don't know what they do, if you don't know what they do, I should have said, they are doing some pretty cool stuff. So we're going to see their effect activate. They tribute themselves from cost and then banish an additional card. And that's going to be letting them summon. And just the mutant lets you do it from deck by paying life points there. But here we're going to summon with the Arsenal. I believe Arsenal is if you activate a monster effect, you do something like that. I don't exactly know. There's like a spell, it banishes it, then draws them 2 cards or something crazy like that, and it banishes monsters or banishes. They're crazy. Arsenal, Beast, as well as the other one. I don't even remember that one's name, but like they still have their Cry as well as double Ash in the hand as well. Like we're getting abused, and we haven't even gotten hit with the Ash Blossom yet. So we're going to activate the Fractal here. This is going to let us send the Kit as well as the Nerval. And they are going to let that, they're going to Ash that here. Okay. Definitely, most likely a good option. We already have 2 in the graveyard. We already have the Karis in the hand. So if they would have waited for us to go into the copy of the Kit and then the Nerval, we would have had 4 in the graveyard there. So letting us go exactly for a copy of the for letting us go exactly for a copy of the Banish guy. Sure Rag, and then link away, and we're going to get some good combo cards out of that. You can link away into a copy of the Farigite. Then you can search for a Fractal, and then Fractal can special summon itself out by the Farigite effect, and then you can activate the effect once again. But we are going to activate the effect of Cry, and we do hit it with Bell, but then we realize the game's over. We're scooping it up. So we are going to be seeing game 2 happen here. Hopefully we don't get hit with a shifter. But we shall see. The deck does feel kind of relatively weak, which is unfortunate. Like, we're currently, I think we're 1 for 5 right now for Tri-Brigade cards. Or for Tri-Brigade. Like, we were doing super good. We were winning tournaments with the Dogmatica build. Like, we're definitely doing something wrong with this deck. I don't think that Tri-Brigade is going to be the build for us, but that's just me. I don't really know. I'm not saying that you guys are definitely wrong. I do think the deck kind of needs like Fenrir or those power cards like I was mentioning earlier. And like, we haven't even made double Dragon Lords. Like, we haven't made IP. We haven't made the Appaloosa. There was a game last event where we could have made it if we would have had it, but it was just not in our budget. And like, I know I've had lots of time with the Dogmatica build, but like, I don't even know. Maybe I just stopped the series. You guys let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. If we should swap back over to the Dogmatica build. This is for you guys. I do not need to be playing budget Fire King. I do have the Snake Eye engine, which I am enjoying playing on the side as well, but I wanted to do like an educational and fun versions of this deck. I can also try out like different, like if you guys want to do sealed only as well. Definitely want to be doing that for you guys. But we're going to be seeing a pile shuffle. When you have cards that get banished or put back to the bottom of the deck, looking at Runic, a lot of times you do want to pile shuffle. You don't want to have 3 of the mutant cards that are banished getting shuffled into your deck and then drawing into all 3 of them, and you're like, wow, this does absolutely nothing for me. So we do see a little bit of a pile shuffle, and then passing it to us, and we shuffle it up. But moving on into game 2, where we're going to go first here. Hopefully we don't get hit with that copy of D-Shifter, but they have it anyways, and we are so ecstatic about D-Shifter. We're going to activate a Tenki here, searching for a copy of the Arvada. What a crazy board we're going to make. Then we just normal summon Arvada pass. I'm pretty sure that's what we do. Oh, normal summoning Ponix here. So we're actually going to commit to a board. Searching for that Skyburn, and then Skyburn can then set, trying to stop maybe a monster. We're going to set a mysterious card and passing. Not even Arvada. We're going for that copy of the Ponix here. They're going to normal summon out the green. We're going to activate the effect, ashing that. We don't want them searching for nothing. And then we ask, can we read this card? Like, we don't want to be getting cucked by, ashing it, then saying okay, and then they activate the secondary effect, banishing cards, and we get screwed. So we do take the time to read these cards. They're going to activate the mutant, and this time we know what happens. They have only 1 card on the field, but we let it go through. Then on this, we are going to be hitting the copy of the mutant, and then we're going to be banishing the Ponix there. They do have the spell, and if I recall correctly, the spell is disgusting. It's like, if they activate an effect this turn, they get to do some stuff. But they're going to be activating the monster here, banishing itself, and a bell to summon from the deck. And like, this is what I mean. We should have just hit the other monster. They would have not been able to summon the mutant. They would have not been able to activate their effects there. What are we doing? But now we're going to be seeing Mutant Beast hit the field. We're going to get hard punished by these mutant cards. And when we're over here playing like a mutant, and they're going to set 1, attack us, and pass. We're going to go activate Cry, summon out the guy who searches for a monster, and then we're going to search for the monster who searches for a spell. We have another Tenki in hand. Wow, I love Arvada. I mean, we are no longer under Droll. So we're going to normal summon out the Arvada, activate the effect of Tenki, and we can search here. Let's take a second to read the Arvada. I think they're debating beasting it. They're going to beast. I don't think we have any. We do have an Arvada, okay. They do banish for cost. We're going to destroy the Kieran, and then we're going to be searching for a copy of... We should probably search for Rangbali here so that we can activate the Kieran effect. Like, we either search for... No, we have to. We have to search for a Fire King card, because if we don't, then we're just get hard punished. We have to summon... Yeah, we have to search for Rangbali, and then summon out the Rangbali with the Kieran, destroying the beast. Huh? What are we doing? Why would we... What? Why would we not destroy the beast? We're going to go battle phase attack. And then we're activating the effect of Arvada, summon out the Kieran, and attack into that. They both die. Wow, you know what else we could have done? Blew up the beast. Wow, we're just misplaying. We're misplaying hard. This is misplaying central over here. Yeah, I apologize. This is horrible. We're going to see them. We're going to pass on this, looking at that lovely Rangbali pass. That could have been a copy of Arvada Rangbali, but instead we decided that we desperately wanted the mutant to be beat over by our Kieran. So we could have ended on Arvada plus Rangbali, and then we could have activated the effect of the Rangbali first, prioritizing the Rangbali there so it destroys the copy of Arvada, and then Arvada can bring back the Kieran, and then we can use, or I guess only get one effect, so you know, kind of just shit regardless. But we are going to see them summon out an arsenal here. It does beat over our copy of Rangbali. And like, this game is over. They're going to set a card and pass on this. It would have been kind of better for them if we did actually keep the Arvada on the field, because they would have been able to activate their spell. We end up scooping it. We have Barong on the field, or we have Barong in hand. I think we opened up double Tenki, Barong, or Barong. I don't even remember what we opened up, but not the greatest here. They did have the Super Poly in the deck, which would have also cooked us as well. But hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and see some more content like this. We are definitely dropping the Tri Brigade cards. But let me know in the comment section down below what else I should try out. Don't forget to stay safe. Peace.